Welcome to We Learn, Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 13th of the subject Modern Indian Political Thought, and the chapter is E.V. Ramaswamy Nekar. Let's see the topics to be covered. Introduction, Early Life, Political Activities up to 1930, Gurukul Controversy, Varnashram Dharma, the Self-Respect Movement 1925, and the Language Controversy. Let's see the introduction. In this unit, you shall be reading about E.V. Ramaswamy Nekar, the radical social reformer of our country. Nekar, or Periyar as he was popularly called, fought a lifelong battle against the tyranny of those placed higher in the Varnashram. So people who were placed higher in the Varnashram and who were exploiting the deprived and the disadvantaged sections, he fought a lifelong battle against them. The crusade he launched becomes very relevant in the context of present-day India, where efforts are being made for bringing the deprived and disadvantaged sections of society into the national mainstream. Here, every bit of effort is being made to uplift the deprived and disadvantaged sections of society and bring them into the national mainstream with the other sections of the society as well. Early life. E.V. Ramaswamy Nekar was a prominent social reformer of India in the 20th century. He was born of Balitsa Naidu parents on 28 September 1879 at Erode in Coimbatore district in Tamil Nadu. He came from a prosperous business family in that district, but he did not have any formal education. His childhood days showed rebellious character which continued with his social and political activities. This also continued into his social and political activities as well. He defied all caste rules and regulations in his childhood, and for that he was often taken to task by his parents. So this was all about his life, about his childhood, and about his early years of growing. Political activities up to 1930. EVR's participation in the politics of Tamil Nadu till 1920 was minimal. He participated in a protest meeting in 1916 organized against the government's action against Home Rule organ, New India. But he maintained political contact with important nationalist leaders from 1917 onwards. The non-Brahmin members of the Tamil Nadu branch of the Congress organization formed the Madras Presidency Association in 1917. It was formed to represent and safeguard the non-Brahmin interests in the national organization and at the same time to repudiate the claims of the Justice Party to be the sole representative of the non-Brahmin community. So it was all about the political activities that followed up to 1930, about the Brahmin members, non-Brahmin members, and also their interest, the national organizations which were formed, and also their claims of the Justice Party to be the sole representative of the non-Brahmin community. That also was there, and also the protest meeting which was held in 1916, and what was the government's action, that is against the Home Rule organ, that is New India, and what kind of political contacts were made, and the nationalist leaders, what they did, how they participated in the political activities from 1917 onwards. It's all about that. Gurukul controversy. In January 1925, E.V. Ramaswamy Nekar and others came to know that at the Congress funded Gurukulam at Sherma Devi in Tirunelveli district, non-Brahmin boys were forced to eat apart from the Brahmins. So the non-Brahmin boys, they were forced to eat separately from the Brahmins because they were not considered at the same status with the Brahmins. This issue agitated the minds of the congressmen, but they were not able to intervene in the Gurukulam affairs. At the Tamil Nadu Congress Committee meet in Trichinopoly, a compromise resolution was agreed by which the committee recommended that all organizations partaking in the national movement should shun all gradations of merit based on birth. Ramaswamy Nekar himself agreed with the resolution. So the resolution was that whatever merit that is based on birth, all gradations or all divisions should be shunned or should not be taken. B means everything which is every distinction or every differentiation which is based upon the birth that or upon the caste or upon the religion, that should be discarded, that should be shunned. And where there was distinction made between the classes, between the sects, between the religions, where there was differentiation which was made, that was not to be approved. where everyone should be considered equal, and non-Brahmin boys, when Ramaswamy saw that the non-Brahmin boys are forced to eat apart from the Brahmin boys, he got angry and he also tried to reform the situation and improve the situation with his many resolutions. Next is Varnashram Dharma. EVR held very strong views against fourfold division of caste hierarchy in the Indian society. He joined the Congress for its lofty ideals and goals, one of which was the abolition of untouchability. And there was also strong views against the fourfold division of caste hierarchy, wherein the society was divided based upon the castes, where the highest class was on the upper level and the lowest class was on the lowest level. And this caste hierarchy was also condemned upon by the social reformers, and wherein EVR joined the Congress, one of which for the ideals or the goals, and one of which was the abolition of untouchability. He fought against it at Wycombe, was by itself a vigorous agitation which engaged the susceptibilities of Brahmins. That was also involved the reservations of the Brahmins against the non-Brahmins, or all against the lowest classes. Moreover, the Justice Party's formation was itself a revolt against Brahmins and Varnashram Dharma. When Justice Party was formed, that was itself considered a revolt. That was itself made a revolt against the Brahmins, against the upper class and the Varnashram Dharma. In such a context, any attempt to reinforce such belief in Varnashram Dharma would be counterproductive in the Madras Presidency. The self-respect movement of 1925. EVR Ramaswamy Nekar gave a concrete shape to his ideas on social reform by founding the Suya Mariyati Iyakam, otherwise known as a self-respect movement. It was also known as that. It was a reform movement dedicated to the goal of giving non-Brahmins a sense of pride based on their Dravidianist past. No matter what kind of past they had, no matter Dravidianist past they had, wherein they were not considered equals with the other people, they were not given the rights, they were not given the proper facilities, but the self-respect movement was a reform movement in itself, dedicated to give non-Brahmins a sense of self-respect, a sense of pride in being the good human beings, and also to give them self-respect, and should give them facilities, should give them equal facilities, should give them equality when sitting with the Brahmins, or the same rights should be given to them when Brahmins were given, to end differentiation or to end any preferential treatment which was given to the Brahmin class. Means they should be instilled with a sense of pride and with a sense of self-respect amongst them. The movement denied the superiority of the Brahmins and their implicit faith in the present system. The movement also said that the Brahmins, they considered themselves superior from the other classes, and also their superiority or their hegemony should be denied, and it should be removed, it should be finished, and also their implicit faith in the present system, which had lofty ideals, which was lopsided, which was not properly developed, it should also remove their faith in the present system as well. The movement sought to turn the present social system topsy-turvy and establish a living bond of union among all the people, irrespective of caste or creed, including the untouchables. So including the lower classes, including the Shudras or the untouchables, they should be integrated in the national stream, and should also present social system was filled with evils, and it should be overhauled, it should be considered topsy-turvy, and there should be a living bond should be established of all the people, irrespective of the caste, color, creed or any religion, and there should be untouchables or the lower classes should also be merged into them. So there should be a sense of self-respect, a sense of pride in all the classes, irrespective of the caste, color or creed. Language controversy. The decision to introduce Hindi in the Madras Presidency ignored the linguistic differences between the North and the South and overlooked the strong currents of regionalism, which were themselves an outcome of the cultural revivalism that had taken place half a century ago. So, the decision was also made to introduce Hindi in the Madras Presidency, where the linguistic differences that Madras had, the language, there was a regional language which was coming, and there was cultural revivalism also that happened, that the culture, the whole scenario was reformed. It was revived in the sense that new ideas were generated. It was overlooked, it was ignored, and simply to, in the Madras, Hindi was made to introduce, and also the north and the south, differences were not considered between the north and the south, because the people from the south, they hardly spoke Hindi, so they had a problem with that. Political awakening that was brought about by leaders like C. Rajagopalachari, Satyamurthy, E.V. Ramaswamy Nekar, and Thiru V. Kalyanasundara Mudaliar, when they were all in the Congress organization in the 20s, was very much created in their mother tongue, that is Tamil. So Tamil was their mother tongue. Political awakening was brought by such leaders, and they was very much, and it was the movement or the awakening was very much created in their own mother tongue, through which they can understand properly, and that was Tamil. So the decision which was there to introduce Hindi in the Madras presidency, that created a controversy over there, because they understood, their mother tongue was Tamil and they understood Tamil. So that created a controversy, the language created a controversy there. So this was all about making people aware, the political awakening, and also to give in new ideas, the cultural revivalism, and also the early life, and how the political affairs were there at that particular point of time, how Nekar's early life was, and what were his political, social, and economic ideas, and the ideas with respect to the classes and the religions, how to end discrimination and differentiation, and to bring in social pride, and to bring in self-respect, to make them feel important, and to make them understand, and to end the differentiation in the society. So these are some of the questions. You have to do it yourself. Question number 1, what was the Gurukul controversy involving Nekar? Question number 2, what role did Nekar play in the anti-Hindi agitation that waged in the South in the early part of 20th century? That's all we have in this session for you. Thank you. Happy learning. We learning.